see. Be patient. Be patient. Whenever you're ready.
Hey guys, welcome to the Unapologetic Hunter. Today we're going to be talking about a very special camping trip that we just got back from. One of our junior hunters, also my son.
Cut to the chase, Jace.
Cut to the chase, Jace. We took him out on a very special trip. Over the last couple months, he's really been chomping at the bit to go hunting with us. And he's really been showing an interest in the outdoors, more so than he used to. So we wanted to take him out and, get him on his first camping trip with the guys, his first squirrel hunt. And just get him out there and make it special for him.
And the thing about it is, when you take a kid hunting, for all you hunters out there, the second you step out into the field with a kid, it ain't about you anymore. It's about that kid, no matter what, because that's our next generation. It's just like guns. It's hunting, guns, everything we're passionate about. We're one generation from losing it.
Yep.
Always.
We got to camp and he helped set up the tent. He wanted to get involved in everything. We wanted to make sure he got the whole experience.
Yeah.
We got to camp, got the tent and everything set up, and then we went out and we hit the woods. At first he was using that Stevens 301 at first?
At first he was going to, and then he wanted to be a chip off the old block and use the 22 Savage.
Okay.
But
these squirrels were all on the move.
Yeah.
I mean, every squirrel that we saw, for the most part, except for maybe one or two, they were on the ground running. And,
I think in our particular neck of the woods, so to speak, I think that a lot of times all trees don't produce nuts, and well, they never all do, but it seems like they've produced this year better than usual or something. So the squirrels are all spread out. They don't have to. Yeah. This is not one of them times a year when you sitting there and there's like 7 in the same tree.
Yeah.
Because there's literally nuts in every tree around through there, so they're a little bit more spread out.
There was one point when we were hunting with Jace. It might have been a little bit later on in the day, because I remember at that point he was hunting with your Stevens 301.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a squirrel came up, and it wasn't 15 feet in front of us, and it went behind the tree.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first time that he really kind of witnessed what squirrels do, where they see you and they get behind a tree and then you don't see them again.
Yep.
And because it came out of the tree, I kept trying to tell him to be patient.
Yep.
And because he wanted to get up and start moving around and seeing it, and I'm like, well, just be patient and let it come back out. Well, I finally had to give in to him, because he had to get up and start looking for it, and that squirrel was long gone by then.
I see. Be patient. Be patient. Whenever you're ready, buddy. Okay. Okay, just be patient. Let it come out.
Well, the thing is, like, when you take a kid hunting, you have to be patient. They have to be patient, and the thing is, you got to realize that it's. I mean, if you don't see a squirrel, you're out there with that kid, teaching him how to walk quiet through the woods, how to, gun safety. And I'm telling you, I was sitting there one particular time, and we was watching for squirrels, and I just happened to look over. And it just like triggered something in my head. It was like, wow, here he is sitting with that gun, his finger off the trigger pointed straight out. I mean, it was like, wow, this kid's what, 11, right? 10.
Yeah, he'll be 11 soon.
Yeah, I keep thinking he's already 11, but here his 10-year-old boy is. I mean, perfect gun safety. You didn't have to worry. You always watch a kid. I'm not saying trust him enough to, like, just let him.
Right.
But like, every time I looked his way, it was gun safety.
Mm-hmm.
And
he even turned your Walker's game ears off whenever he wasn't using them.
Yeah.
Didn't drain the battery. You don't even do that.
I don't even do that. I put so many batteries in them things.
I thought it was special when we were in the woods the entire time, and then we're at camp, and we look up, and what do we see? We see a squirrel up in the tree.
Well, I seen the squirrel.
Well, you saw the squirrel. I think your dad saw it and told you, and then you took credit for it. But
he didn't like say it out loud.
Oh, okay. You were up there and you see the squirrel.
I seen the squirrel.
Yeah, you saw the squirrel. It's like it was meant to be. You know, we
Yeah.
were at camp and here's the squirrel up in a tree. And it was just a perfect setting for him to be able to take his time and get a good shot off.
Yep.
And it took time. I mean, I know we're playing it on this video obviously, but the segment of where we saw the squirrel versus when he took the shot, it was a span of 25 minutes.
Yeah. What cracked me up, and I didn't notice it until you said something. Another hunter comes through,
Yeah.
and we're like, "Oh gosh, he's gonna scare this squirrel off."
Yeah.
And he seen what we was doing there, trying to get a kid a squirrel, and this hunter is just grinning from ear to ear.
Yep.
But hunters are really on each other's side a lot of times. You know, it was awesome. That guy, he was just beaming.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, wow, they're trying to get that kid that squirrel. He's rooting for him.
Yeah, he was.
You know, and that's awesome.
We sat and looked up in that tree for what seemed like forever. And that squirrel, it was going up, grabbing the nut, and then taking it back down to its nest, and then going back up to the same limb. And it took me a while to figure out why Jason never could see it, but he was trying to spot the squirrel in the scope
Yeah.
instead of like spotting it and then bringing the scope up to his eye.
Yeah.
And that was why he never could see it. And he had that scope. He thought it was going to help him. I mean, we were maybe 30 yards, maybe 45 yards or something from that tree.
I think at one time I hit it with a rangefinder there. I think it's 30
something.
32 or something like that.
He had that scope dialed up to 9.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you got in there and you saw that limb that it was sitting on, and it was just like a big brown blob. And he's like, Dad, it's blurry. So
adjust this down. I mean, it wouldn't be blurry for my old eyes, but
yeah,
you can adjust it down.
probably be fine for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we adjusted it down, and he said, oh, it's perfect. And then I think it wasn't too much long after that, he finally caught eye on that squirrel and waylaid it.
Almost tip top of the tree.
Good shot, buddy. Awesome.
It was so cool. Like we walk around there to find the squirrel, and you're trying to like let him find it.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited for him. I'm like, there it is, you know, and he was like, shh, 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 you know, let him find it. And I was like, brr.
You're moving away from the tree. Keep going towards the tree you shot it from.
There's the limb.
Right above your head. Now follow that limb straight down. Give it a little kick. Alright. Grab him by the tail, hold him up there. Show him your trophy. Nice little gray. That's his first one. Nice hook.
It's harder to shoot a squirrel than it is a deer sometimes, especially with the 22 rifle. Bunch of leaves on a tree, you know, hard to see them. It's actually a hard shot sometimes. He was such a joy to be out camping and hunting with. I mean, he just fell right into the crew there, man.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to be be joining us a little bit more often.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, you take a kid out hunting, and at first, I mean, back when I was 9, 10 years old, my dad would sit there and he'd be like, "You see that squirrel?" And I'd be looking all over the place, you know, and not see it. So
Don't have the eye yet.
yeah, I don't have the eye for it yet. And I look back and think, man, he had to be really patient with me. I'd
And it
say
only
that-
comes with experience.
Yeah,
I mean, you
I'd
just
say the
gotta get
next
him out.
time we go out with him, he'll be a little faster to
Yeah.
squeeze the trigger on a squirrel.
Yep. I think what's important is just, you know, to make sure that you keep the kids engaged, make it
Yeah.
about them, and remember
Absolutely.
to be patient with them. You know, I mean, it's really hard as a dad when you're up here and you're seeing this squirrel that to you might be plain as day sitting right there on a limb.
Yep. I've
And-
shot that 4 times already.
Right. They get better, just like we did. You're not born being an expert at any of this stuff.
Right.
And you
Well,
know,
there'll come a time when you get older, he'll be pointing them out for you.
right.
You know,
Mhm.
hey, Dad,
It'll come full circle at some
there,
point.
there it is, right there.
Yep.
Dad, right there it
Right
is.
there.
Does it have to run up your arm before you can shoot it? You know. Plus, squirrel hunting is really good for a kid to learn how to walk quiet in the woods, because you do have to sneak up on squirrels,
Yeah.
and they do have the vantage point on you, and you know, that teaches you to be quiet going to your deer stand, because if you can sneak up on a squirrel certain times a year and shoot it, you can walk to your hunting stand quiet.
Yep.
And it's a really good opportunity to teach kids gun safety, which is the most important
Most
thing.
important thing.
And if you can take a .22 rifle and shoot a squirrel in the head with it, you can hit the kill zone of a deer that's the size of a football. So I mean, it teaches. It's a great stepping stone to get into bigger
Absolutely.
hunting.
Yep. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We'd really appreciate it. It helps us out a whole lot. And hit that little bell, and that way every time we have a new video out, you guys can get notified.
Really appreciate you guys, and you know, if you get a chance, take a kid hunting, guys. To be honest with you, you know, people in this day and time get so caught up in themselves and trying to get a trophy and all this stuff. That's what's not important. When you get old and you're laying on your deathbed, you ain't going to think about them times you hunted by yourself and was selfish. You're going to think about all them times that you spent with friends and family out in the woods. So think about that, pass it on to the generation. I mean, God bless everybody.
God bless. Have a good one.